All right, all right, all right. Welcome, everybody. Super excited. If you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, please comment below or comment in the chat, rather, where you're tuning in from, city, state, country, if that applies. Andrea, I see you. You're going to be on the hot seat. I'll give you a heads up when that happens. Andrea is going to be on our hot seat as our Recode model today. She's going to work on her prosperity mindset. So grateful for that, Andrea. Welcome, Esperanza, Alice, Harumi. Go ahead and type in. Hey, Jean from San Diego. Rachel, so good to see you. Got a lot of Californians in the house. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in. If you were here on Friday, the class is similar, but I got different exercises. So I'm really excited that if you were here on Friday, you're going to get a little different flavor today. Make sure you're taking notes. Make sure you're distraction free. Make sure you're clicked out of Facebook. Make sure you got your email, your notifications, your I'll call them my shiny objects, all turned off. I'm actually going to follow suit and put my phone on airplane mode, keeping myself honest so we can really be present in this moment. In fact, what I'd like to do is start off with a short, just being present, deep breathing exercise, because maybe you just rushed home from wherever, maybe you just got out of a meeting, maybe you just heard a no from on a sales call, maybe you just had, a big day. Let's just leave it at that. So what I want you to do is be present here in this moment with me. So what I want you to do, we're going to do 2 breaths. We're going to do a deep inhale into the nose at the count of 4, really slow, expanding your belly out. We're going to do this again later, so I'm kind of teasing you for what's to come, but I want you to just really tune in and be here, present mind, body, and spirit. So go ahead and inhale to the count of 4. Hold at the top, and then exhale out with a sigh. Let's do one more. Calming the mind and the body will follow. Deep breath, inhale. Hold at the top and out with a sigh. All right. How are we feeling? Are we ready? If you're ready, say I'm ready in the chat. Got your notebooks ready, and here we go. Hope you guys came with an open mind and an open heart today. Ready for some shifts, ready for some miracles. I believe that is possible in this 1 hour that we'll spend together. Type in the chat if you are ready for either a consciousness shift or a miracle today. Type in the chat. I would love to see who's ready. Who's ready? I do like participation here. This is not one of those typical webinars where you just sit back and relax. Okay, cool, awesome. So again, my name is Coach Lois. If you haven't met me before, there may be a few new people here, referrals. Thank you so much. First of all, very grateful for your introductions. Today we're going to talk about magnetizing your mind, specifically around money. We have different topics. Money is a big one. A lot of people very much excited about this topic. And my hope is to shift your consciousness around money, change your relationship with money, and create some kind of miracle within you today. It's going to be 45 minutes of the fire hose. If you know me, I love to deliver a lot of content. So notebooks are really, really key. And then there will be a recording because obviously there's only so much you can grasp the first time around. And then at the end, 10 to 15 minutes of Q&A. If you stay all the way till the end, till 3:30 Pacific, I will have a prize for you. So stay tuned. So let's set an intention. We already kind of did that. I gave you the opportunity, but is there any other reason besides shifting your consciousness? Maybe you're already a member inside of my membership community and you just want to get 1% better around your magnetic mind, attracting clients, living your true nature and purpose, magnetizing financial abundance. Any other intentions? Awesome. Tara, ready to co-create from intention instead of old scripts. That's a great one. Anyone else have anything you want to share? Ready for anything that comes, all of the above. Cool. Just remember to remember anytime you would attend an event, or you're doing your lead generation, or you're working on your financial budget, or anything, right? A lot of times we get into autopilot and we just show up for things. And I really want to encourage you to set an intention, be intentional about every meeting, every phone call, every little thing, even if it seems little. Jim Rohn always said major and minor things, because energy flows where intention goes. So right away, I'm indirectly coaching you right now on what we really want also for your money relationship. Your perception and your intention are everything. You're going to hear me say that a few times today. So my intention for you is to help you learn to come from a place of true choice, as opposed to, keeping up with the Joneses, the American dream, all the things that come from external places that we may have been taught about. We'll talk about that today. Come from your true choice, which is inside your heart, your purpose, your passion. Take aligned action today that is inspired with healing your relationship with money or abundance or wealth, whatever you want to call it. Release pushing and overcommitting, helping you, if you haven't already, start thinking about how can I create healthier and clear boundaries? Yes, even everything you set healthy and clear boundaries about impacts your relationship with money and helps you magnetize more of what you truly desire. Being with the flow of life versus reacting, forcing, being triggered. Every time you're triggered about a money thing, guess what? That's potentially stopping you, self-sabotaging you from being with the flow. Knowing you are perfect, whole, and complete as you are right now, accepting what is, and then reminding you are worthy and more than enough to receive abundantly. We had someone inside of my podcast anniversary the other day. She spoke into existence the winnings of the $2,000 grand prize of coaching. So she owned it. She believed it. And I do believe that helped her with that intention to win that grand prize. If you don't know me really quickly, I have been in sales for 23 years. I was born and raised on a farm in Iowa, kind of like Jim Rohn, one of my favorite mentors, who was born and raised in a farm in Idaho. I think that really, really helped me understand planting seeds, harvesting, all of the things. And then I have a beautiful family of 4, 2 beautiful children. That's me and my husband, and one of our favorite Halloween costumes of all time. And if you also have read the book, The 12-Week Year, I've also been mentored by the author of that book. Again, all about manifesting and creating your best life in less time. One of those phrases too, time is money. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I also am the founder of the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast. So it goes really great with our topic today. If you follow my podcast, you're going to see a lot of different kinds of conversations around wealth as I round into year 3, heading towards 300 episodes. So really quickly, my story with money is very interesting. I have like 2 pivotal turning points. You'll hear about another one later, but in 2020 and 2021, I was really in this space of, oh my gosh, how do I build a business online? I had 0 experience. Thankfully, I had 20 years in sales and lead generation to back me up, because then I was able to manifest and create multiple 6 figures in 18 months in the pandemic. However, interestingly enough, I learned a few hard lessons along the way. Now, you might be thinking, well, Lois, that's pretty darn good. I want that. However, the way I got there is not necessarily exactly what brought me joy. It didn't necessarily bring me fulfillment until this year, when I became a superconscious creator. So over about 16 months ago, my marriage was on the rocks. I made all that money, but I had a belief inside of me that I had to work hard and kind of compromise my soul, to be honest, to make that money. I don't know if anybody can relate. As a result of being a workaholic, I felt like a worthless mom. I was really disconnected from my kids. I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now, believe it or not. And I was trying dieting, which, background of health and fitness, I knew better. However, I was like, desperate. Clients were doing okay, but many were having similar stressors and saying things like, I'll be happy when I get to 10K a month. I'll be happy when I get X amount of clients. I was binge drinking multiple times a week, depressed, shameful around that. I felt dead inside, struggling with grief because I had lost both my parents and my brother in a 2-year period, as well as multiple friends to suicide, and just was like not facing it, didn't want to feel it, push it away, push it away, push it away. Working too much, drinking too much kind of helped with that. But something was gnawing at me inside, and I knew something wasn't right. Business coaches, therapists, courses at that time were not working for me. I was really stuck. I don't know if you can ever relate to that. And I struggled where to begin amidst the internal chaos and the busy mind, the monkey mind, that mind chatter that oftentimes can be our worst enemy as a business owner. And I knew consciously that I was not my results, but guess what? I made the results in my life mean something really negative, really negative. And I was like, I remember Confucius's statement, and one of my mentors said, as within, so without, Lois. You got to go inward, and you can't run from it, because remember, no matter where you go, there you are. And so I started looking around and seeing people with similar challenges. I was very curious. I talked to thousands of people since 2020. I've coached hundreds since 2020. So there's like this theme that I was seeing, at least with those people who were honest. Who do you know that wants more time freedom, but they're working all the time and chasing money? Who do you know that wants more work-life balance and fun in their life, but they're working all the time, not having fun and broke? They're wanting to find an easier way to attract more money. They'll sign up for more courses, more programs. They'll throw more money at more landing pages. They believe they need to work hard, and yet they have more month at the end of money. Maybe they're feeling overwhelmed and doing too much. Again, buying more stuff to feel happy. That was me. Working too much, making money, and yet not feeling fulfilled. I found out money doesn't buy you happiness. Saying things like, I just want to help people. It's not about the money, Lois. But then they don't have any clients, or they're maybe working 3 jobs to be able to pay the bills, and they're not really pursuing their passion. Or maybe they're making money only to lose it right away. They might have that thought process, gosh, I can't be spiritual and make money. So they always seem to make money, but then find a way to lose it again, right? I've done that too. Grew up with the belief that money is the root of all evil. Never wants to talk about it. Does anybody relate to any of those, or maybe know someone that resembles with? Feel free to type in the chat. Well, one of the things that we've been told, and this is the structure, and again, not putting down, Think and Grow Rich or any of those great books. A lot of times people will just say, just change our thoughts, change our thinking, and that'll change your actions, that'll change your results, right? They even talk about it in the 12-week year. But how do you do that? Is it really that easy? So what I discovered in the last 12 months as I've been going on this awakening journey is realizing I wasn't broken. I wasn't alone. I didn't need to be fixed, right? I didn't actually need to buy another thing or look outside. I did, though, however, have to have mentors and coaches who were understanding of this philosophy. Like I told you earlier, I had someone tell me, go inside, Lois, work on the shadow, work on letting go and healing and forgiveness and love, and all of the things will be given to you. Everything will work out. Didn't believe them at first. I really fought that. But the answer was true, and it was as simple as that. Change the structure within so that you can change what's going on without. And our structure is all about perception. So I'm going to teach on that today. And here's the proof is in the pudding. Again, I don't say this to impress you or just to simply impress upon you. I went through a lot in the last 12 months. There is no instant gratification, quick fix magic pill on becoming a magnetic superconscious creator. However, through the last 12 months, I not only saved my marriage, it's the best it's ever been. I'm making money now in the flow of the current of my passion, not thinking I have to work hard or impress people or put on, a mask or have everything perfect. And I'm working much less as a result. I'm deeply connected with my children. I lost 30 pounds without dieting. Someone even asked me the other day what happened to my face. Like, did I do something because I look younger? And I'm like, nope. I didn't do anything other than what I'm teaching you guys today. So that was cool. Didn't have to invest in a lot of skincare or anything. Pretty cool. Clients have had massive spiritual, emotional, health, and sales breakthroughs. I healed my relationship with alcohol and food, much more in alignment with my true health and vitality. Changed my relationship with grief, no longer numb or trying to push it away. Highest and best version of myself. I'm trusting my internal wisdom, intuition on a daily basis. And here is the honest truth. I'm still on the journey right along with you. I haven't arrived anywhere. I'm not some guru trying to tell you got it all figured out. However, I do know that I have much more inner peace, which has brought about outer abundance. So I changed my relationship with money along the way. And here are 6 beliefs or identities. I want you to write down, type in the chat. This is where we're going to be doing some exercises. So I hope you guys can really tune in because this is going to impact the meditation that we create together later. So when you look at these 6 identities, beliefs, this is the structure that I was talking about. We have these identities and beliefs that come from ancestral DNA. Your ancestors may have brought this, from Europe or from where we may live, and it's been passed on to you. It may also have come from childhood. It may have come from society, may have come from an experience, may have come from a divorce, may have come from a massive business failure like mine. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. But when you look at these 6, type in the chat which one or 2. Only pick 2. I know sometimes people say all of them. These are the beliefs or identities that are holding you back deep, deep, deep in your subconscious. Not good enough, not worthy, believing you're insignificant, believing you're not capable. Sometimes that's also known as imposter syndrome. Believing you need to be perfect. So type in the chat. And I see there's a question in the Q&A. I will probably answer that later. Rachel, apologize, just for sake of time. I'm going to save that till the end. And you're in the membership, so hopefully I'll see you in another class. But which one of these, go ahead and type in the chat. And if you are able to, write it down also on a piece of paper. Like I said, I hope you have a journal. Write down on a journal, piece of paper, type in the chat. Just really recognizing, free from judgment as much as possible. And we're going to break that down as to where that came from. Because if you've read the book, You're Not Broken, and by Christopher Michael Duncan, if you see it on the screen, I've got 2 people get the wrong book. I'm not saying it was a bad thing or a quote unquote wrong decision. Just this is the book that I got some of the inspiration for my transformational coaching. And definitely identified with these. And once I started recognizing these limiting beliefs and owning them, not pushing them away, not working over them, drinking over them, running from them, that's when my life changed. My relationship with money changed. My health changed. I didn't have to diet, all of the things. Do you get me? So this is really important. So write those down. Now we're going to move on to the next slide. And again, if you haven't read the book, You're Not Broken by Christopher Michael Duncan, that's cool. I would recommend it though. It's really profound. So for me, there's actually 2 things that really impacted. One from in utero and ancestral, but then carried with me this whole life. And then a business failure that I'll talk about later. But that actually also is inspired by childhood wounds, where most of our personality, our decision-making skills, our subconscious has really been programmed before the time we're 10, right? They say most of it is really deeply ingrained by the time you're 7. So I was born in a family, the youngest of 4. My dad was a farmer, 8th grade educated. My mom was a schizophrenic, and I was born in a mental institution hospital, and I was taken into foster care and out of everybody else's homes, family, friends, foster care parents for the first 4 or 5 years of my life. And then my mom left. So there was this, I'm not enough. There is shame, worthlessness, feeling alone, abandoned. Abandonment and shame oftentimes go hand in hand. Feeling alone, feeling like the weird one, all of those kinds of things. All of that. I had that deep inside of me. Didn't notice, didn't really realize it. And like I said before, even if you maybe didn't have a big childhood event, our bodies carry 7 generations back. So you can thank your ancestors for some of this. And I really carried that because my ancestors had a lot of shame and frugality, embarrassment around money. And the root of money is all evil, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if any of you can relate. Then I had a second event in my adulthood. And again, this is all about how does this apply to you? When in 2007, I had a business, real estate, three real estate related businesses. And in 2007, I lost them all to the point where instead of becoming a millionaire by the time I was 30, which was my perception, that was my goal, my intention, got all taken away from me, and my car was repossessed. I was homeless. I had multiple foreclosures. I was beyond bankruptcy. I couldn't afford it. So I was really, really stuck and had a lot of those subconscious wounds, the not enoughness, the shame, the abandonment, all blew up in my face. And nobody was there to help. I read Think and Grow Rich. I did my affirmations. I did what I thought was right, prayer, all of it. But guess what? It re-triggered some deep, deep, deep wounds and held me hostage for 14 years up until the pandemic, up until 2021. And I was in that desired reality of, oh, I'll be happy, I'll be satisfied, I'll be abundant when insert, I'm making X amount of dollars, I have X amount of clients, so on and so forth. So I was constantly denying and rejecting my future because of not doing what I'm showing you today. And I was stuck. And guess what? I know I'm not alone. When you look at the world, and I know there's not everyone here is from America, but it's a cultural, planetary situation, really. If you know, the fact that you can just say affirmations every day, you can pray about it, you can say someday the future will be better, you can set a goal and think it'll be better, right? But if that were true, then why do 60% of marriages end in divorce and 95% of businesses fail? And we have a healthcare crisis, right? So now let's talk about you. Let's focus on your relationship with money, since that's the topic of the day. I want you to write down on your piece of paper, what is your relationship with money? Perception, belief, story about it. Just write a few words down. If you want, you can type it in the chat. That's the first question. This is going to be rapid fire because this is just to get you thinking as we turn into the meditation here in the next 8 minutes. So Andrea, I'm coming to you pretty soon, not right now. What is your belief or story around money? And I'm going to help you. Come into some more answers around this. So the next one is, what is your perfect financial situation? What do you see as, oh my gosh, this is manna from heaven. This is my ideal financial situation. Well, kind of like imagine your perfect day. Do you have any visuals about that? If you wanted to, you could even close your eyes and picture, what does that look like? Some people can't do that. I'm going to see if I can help you with that as well. But type in the chat if you have anything you want to share. Awesome. And remember, I don't have all your answers. I'm just simply a mirror helping you self-discover, because there's a reason you have showed up today, right? There's a reason you showed up today. So let's work on this. So how did the American dream, or if you're not from America, society, your surroundings, your country, influence your perception around money? For me, I'll just use myself as an example, and I want you to write it down or type it in the chat. I believe you had to work hard for your money. There's even a song, work hard for your money, right? And versus smart, which for me, since my core wound was not enough, guess what? That meant I had to work more. I had to give more till I couldn't give anymore, and I was depleted and exhausted. I don't know if anybody here has ever been exhausted, but if you're exhausted, it's a sign that not enough is your core wound, because you're over giving and you're not charging enough. That can also come up. Any other comments? Let me see. Work really hard, but once it comes in, it's going out the same day, already spent. Never have abundance to be able to go on vacation, right? Awesome. I'm not going to be able to read everyone's here, but that's really key because you want to know where these perceptions come from. They didn't just fall from the sky, okay? You're not broken, remember? You're not broken. Next one, how about family? Family, ancestral. If you don't know anything, I know Jean, you're very, very in tune with this because of your, African intergenerational trauma. But family, I already shared mine. Lots of shame around money. Didn't talk about it. Nope, that's not good. And if you're not working and making money, ooh, your value's down. You're not enough, right? That was my family saying, work and worship. Work really, really hard until you're exhausted, or drinking too much because you're working hard and you're exhausted. And then, go to church on Sunday and give money. But truly, I don't know that was always satisfying, right? So I was influenced by that. And again, just being transparent with you guys, not zero judgment about anything. Just wanting you to just sharing my own experience. So family, ancestral. What did your family teach you about money? I actually didn't get taught anything directly. It was all indirect. And that's how most of us learn, right? Last but not least, life events. So I shared with you massive business failure in 2007, lost everything. Before that, I was actually pretty much a Midas touch gal. Everything I touched turned to gold, making multiple six figures and very balanced. I didn't work nights and weekends. I had a very great spiritual life. I donated lots of money. I saved. I invested lots of money. Oh, it was epic. I was very magnetic back then. However, that 2007 event, and then there was more and more events that I magnetized to go even deeper into those not enough wounds, and it held me hostage for a really long time. So again, write those down. Write those down. And now we're going to go into the last exercise, and then Andrea, I'm going to be coming to you probably in like the next 2 to 3 minutes, okay? So now after you've written all those things down and a little bit of reflection, I'm going to give you a couple moments, reflect on all that you just wrote down. And from all that, I want you to write down 3 negative beliefs you have about or around money, and then 3 positive beliefs. I'm just going to give you like a minute. I'm actually setting a timer so Lois doesn't go off course. 1 minute to write down 3 negative beliefs around money and 3 positive beliefs. And also while you're doing that, kind of notice how you're feeling right now. Notice if any body sensations, any emotions are coming up for you. If there is, maybe write that down too. Yeah, 2007 was the Great Recession. That was the year I lost everything. It started in 2006. It was like a 3-year journey. Richard, I just read your comment. Give but don't receive well. That's a powerful one. All right, just a few more seconds, guys. And that's the timer. So really quickly, look at those 3 negative beliefs. Could have even been a word. Could have gone back to the shame, the worthlessness, not enough. What are the 3 positive beliefs? If you want to share them in the chat. I do save the chat, by the way. You can't save the chat just because it's a webinar, but I am going to save the chat and put it in the recording. Here's the truth, guys. I want you to put everything you just wrote and said aside. Here's the truth. And it can be a not so great pill to swallow. Money is a measurement. Money is a measurement. Money doesn't care if you have a degree, big house. A lot of millionaires that own farms in Iowa that barely had an 8th grade education. Money is a measurement. I know there's these different sayings that there's, money has energy, and once you raise your vibration and blah, 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 blah. But money actually doesn't really care about you. It's neutral. It's the stories we make up and the meaning and the power we give to money. And it all comes from inside. So I want you to write that down. Take that in for a moment. Money is a measurement. I don't even want you to think about it as a form of energy, right? How do we change that cycle, or those thoughts, those beliefs, those structures that we have inherited from ancestors, took in from our childhood traumas and wounds or adult wounds? How do we change that? Truly. I already answered this. Affirmations are not enough. People think they can say, like, these are just examples of ones that I did do for many, many years. After the Great Recession, I can't even tell you how many times I read Think and Grow Rich and said my affirmations. I even lit money candles. I'm not saying these were wrong. I'm just sharing with you another perspective, because the structure hasn't been working. If the US and many countries are in so much debt, right? America is the wealthiest country in the world, and I love America, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's the structure. Something's got to give, something's got to change. And one of the biggest lessons I learned is the embodiment piece. The body keeps the score. If you haven't read this book, it's a heavy one, not gonna lie. It's a big, long book, and it's pretty heavy, but it actually woke me up. I read it roughly around the same time I read You're Not Broken, and I recognized, oh my gosh, I have so much stuck in my body. No wonder my mind can't see straight. Get that? My mind can't see straight. Inspiration, constipation, coaches, therapy, and self-help wasn't working for me anymore. Even making lots of money and having lots of money, I spent a lot of money on all of these things that didn't help. I needed to connect with my body, and that's what we're going to do with you now. So the key with embodiment and the visualization exercise we're going to do next helps you start magnetizing, start loving yourself, healing from within, as within, so without. And that, my friends, is what helps you attract more, better, faster, stronger. Healing your relationship with the money, shining a light on all of those things we just wrote out, helping yourself forgive yourself, love yourself, and trust this process is really key. That's where the magic and the miracles happen. Because we have three parts of our body mind. Notice I said body mind, that can be changed and can shift. However, you got to use all three. And the third one is the most important. I already talked about the ego. That's the monkey mind. That's the busy, 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 go, 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 chatter, 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 chatter. The subconscious, also known as the unconscious, those are where 95% of our results that show up in our life come from that. They're guided by feelings. Our decisions and actions are guided by feelings. The think, feel, act cycle is a real thing. But it's because we're allowing our subconscious and our ego and those wounds driving us, instead of tapping into the third mind, which is our heart, our higher self, the divine within, intuition, whatever you want to call it. There's lots of different ways, and there's no right or wrong here. Whatever resonates with you. Some might call it the soul. Some might call it beingness. You know, if the captain is wounded and barking the orders, the crew is wounded and manifesting the feelings. That's why you are where you are. So let's tap into your superconscious today. Tap into your whole, perfect, complete inner beingness. So what we're going to do is create an embodiment money meditation. I'm going to you now, Andrea, and we're going to heal and quiet your mind and your heart for abundance realignment. So this is where you really want to make sure, Andrea, I'm bringing you up on camera. Okay, hope you're ready. And this is where you're going to see that miracle, that transformation. Oh, shoot, I brought the wrong Andrea. Sorry, Andrea. I didn't realize there was two Andreas. Forgive me. I know not what I do. I apologize. Wrong one. So Andrea Collins, I'm going to bring you back off camera. And thank you for understanding. Andrea Glass, good afternoon. How are you? Go ahead and come off mute.
I'm good.
Awesome. Are you ready for a miracle and some shifts?
More than you can even imagine.
Okay. Awesome. So what you guys, this is cool. I've never done this. Well, I have, but it's been a while. For anybody that is a newer member, I did this in the past. So what we're going to do, Andrea, is I'm going to ask you some questions and I want everybody at home to follow along, please. So when we do the meditation, it'll be for everyone. And yet I wanted to have someone who can be authentic. And Andrea has been working really diligently, been in my membership for months now, and I'm super proud of you and all that you've created. So I'm really grateful to have you here. So first things first, we want to come up with the true choice statement, and then I'll ask you some questions and then we'll do the meditation. Sound good?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for those of you who haven't read the book, I'm going to help prompt you. And Andrea, you don't have to use one of these true choices. You can write your own, and I'm going to write it down too, so that we make sure we use the right one. But we want to create a true choice, an end result that you'd love to create that's true to you, not society, not your parents, not your family, not those meanings that we talked about, but what is really in your heart of hearts. Then we're going to talk about the tension. We're going to step into the feeling of having it, and we're going to recode it and have an aligned action. Sound good?
Absolutely.
Okay, so these guys and Andrea, this is the examples. So I want to have you take a second and look at the screen. Any of these resonate with you, Andrea, and then anybody at home, just write down one of these four that you want to recode/heal and bring yourself back into alignment.
I can't say all of the above.
Not today.
Well, let's just go with I choose the end result of financial abundance.
Okay, cool. So next I want you to describe what a 10 in that financial abundance would look like. Just a few quick thoughts.
Well, one is never having to worry about paying my bills and having extra for fun and for the future. Creating money doing only what I love to do.
Awesome. So in some respects, obviously your career, your true nature and purpose, just serving people, right?
Absolutely. With what my gifts are.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful. All right, guys. So make sure you pick the best one for you. And then the next step is on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10, you're already there. You're in that having more than enough for bills, for giving, for living, travel, all of the things, and serving people with your true nature and purpose. Where do you feel like you stand, with 1 being so far removed you can't even see a 10 or think about it?
I'm going to say a 5.
Okay, perfect. So everybody pick a number, and if you want to play along, you can type it in the chat what that looks like, what a 5 looks like for you, or what number you have, and anything else you want to add about that. When you feel into that tension, Andrea, and you think about where you're at compared to that 10, how does that feel? Can you describe it real quick, or maybe any descriptors about it?
Yeah, when you said, what do we feel? I said, I feel sad, I feel frustrated, and I feel resentful that it's been going on this long.
Excellent. Not excellent that you're feeling that way, but excellent that were those the 3 negative beliefs that you wrote down?
They weren't the negative beliefs, they were the feelings when you said something about feelings.
Okay. Do you mind sharing the negative beliefs?
I have to work hard just to get by. No matter what I do, it's never enough. I just can't seem to get a break.
Okay, that sort of tunes in with the next one, guys. So feeling that tension, do you notice it anywhere in your body, Andrea? I forgot to ask that, like where in your body?
In my head, around the top part of my head.
Anywhere else?
Upper back.
Okay, Perfect. Thank you. And same thing with you guys at home. Tune in, write down where you feel that resistance. And then would you say, because you said this, never enough, is your core wound not enough? Or
Not good enough. I don't do enough, and I'm not capable enough.
okay. All right. So now we're going to do, and you guys, if you want to add that, if you probably wrote it earlier because we talked about it. Now we're going to step into it. So this is where everyone, you're going to close your eyes. We're going to do a couple deep breaths. And I know, Andrea, we've talked a little bit about this before, about visualizing it and seeing that 10. Do you have any questions about that before we close our eyes?
The biggest question I have, which I think is one of my blocks, is that because I've never had it, I have a difficult time getting into the visualization and the sensualization. I call it sensualization of it.
Yep, no problem. I
It
remembered that.
takes huge imagination to imagine myself in something that I've never experienced.
Awesome. That's why I wanted to ask that question. So you are probably not alone. There's probably other people. So especially when it comes around money, like if you've never had, again, what you think you should have, right? I just want to remind you that you can pick something, when you think of like total fulfillment, total joy, a pinnacle experience. Doesn't have to have been with money. Maybe even a favorite song that you just like, whenever it comes on, you are like, oh, in just bliss. Have you had any moments like that in your life?
I'm sure I have. When I published my first book last year, that was an
Okay.
awesome experience.
Okay. So just imagine that. We're going to go ahead because we're going to be running out of time here, guys. I don't want to go over, but there's a slight chance we might. So we're going to do this meditation for like the next 9 to 10 minutes. Then we'll open it up for a closing and Q&A. So what I want you to do, thanks for answering that because it helps me guide you through the meditation. All right. And know that you could have some shifts today. You could cry. You could get emotional. It's all perfect. I just want to acknowledge you for being our volunteer and being on the hot seat today. So I think we'll go ahead and get started unless you have any other questions.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So everyone, including Andrea, go ahead, feet firmly planted on the floor. Take a deep breath in, just like we did earlier, 4 count in through the nose and expand the belly. Go ahead and inhale. Hold at the top and sip in one more little sip of air. And exhale out really loud with a sigh. This time I want you to inhale love, light, and abundance. Go ahead and inhale. Hold at the top and exhale out any of those negative beliefs or thoughts or feelings that you had before that you shared. All right, let's go ahead and just calm the mind, feeling into the body. Everyone listen along and apply this to whichever true choice you chose. So Andrea, you chose, I choose the end result of financial abundance. Seeing yourself in that end result, seeing yourself as a 10, seeing yourself fully perfect and complete in that pinnacle moment, feeling into it. Even if you can't see it right away, I just want you to imagine you have more than enough money to pay your bills, more than enough money to take care of any giving, generosity, more than enough money to fulfill all your desires and needs every month, which means you have amazing clients. You're helping them accomplish something that you accomplished. I want you to remember that moment you said you had finished and published your book. Everybody else, imagine that pinnacle, that perfect 10 of your end result. What are you seeing? Who are you seeing? Where are you? What visuals are surrounding you in this moment? You might see laughter, you might see smiles, you might see food, you might see a restaurant celebration, you might see an ocean, a pier. What do you see? Take a moment. Next, what are you hearing? What are you hearing? Are you hearing music? Are you hearing laughter? Are you hearing an ocean hit the shoreline? Hearing the applause from clients, the affirmations. Thank you so much for helping me publish this book. Or if you're listening in, what are you hearing? It could be words of affirmation from a lover, a family member, or just your own affirmations, your own voice. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? Now, what are you tasting? Tasting is such a powerful thing. Maybe your even mouth is watering as you're thinking about your favorite meal at your favorite restaurant, celebrating your 10, your full magnetization of that perfect 10, of that money situation, that dream. Taste of success. What does that taste like? Maybe you're tasting the salt of the ocean air on a vacation with surrounded by people that you love. What are you tasting? Next, what are you smelling? What are you smelling? Could be the food, could be the restaurant, could be flowers. Maybe you got flowers as part of your celebration. Maybe a loved one gave you flowers celebrating you. Maybe you bought yourself something that is a perfume or cologne. Maybe it's the smell of a new book published, or the smell of a newborn grandbaby, or someone's hanging out with you that smells amazing. The smell of a cabin, the smell of the ocean, the smell of what does that success level 10 smell like for you? Now that we've experienced 4 of the senses, probably the most important one right now is tuning in with what are you feeling. There's 2 ways of thinking about this that can generate some feeling. Is, do you feel your feet in some dirt? Do you feel your hands in the water? Are you swimming in the ocean? Do you feel your hands wrapped around someone you love, or getting a high five from someone celebrating you? Tune into that tactile body feeling, and then where are you feeling it in your body? This level 10, this total financial abundance. Where are you noticing it? Is it warm? Is it buzzing? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it tingly? Where is it in your stomach, in your chest, in your back, in your neck? Where are you feeling it? Then I want you to expand that, all of those sensations, Andrea and everyone else listening, expand it. Feel like it's permeating your heart, expanding into your lungs, expanding into your whole torso of your body, expanding down to your legs, to your toes, expanding up through your throat chakra, up into your head. Just one more moment here of this expansion. And now we're going to experience step number 4, which is the resistance. The resistance is really important. This is the game changer for all of you. Let's shine a light on that shadow. Let's shine a light on whatever that resistance is. It's persisting to the point where your subconscious and your egoic mind are holding you back. Those perceptions of, I have to work hard, I'm never enough, I'm not capable of this financial abundance or fulfilling my true nature and purpose. I don't have enough to pay my bills and do all the things I want to be. Fill into that 5, Andrea. Fill into that sadness, that frustration, that resentment, and see, what are you seeing? Who are you seeing? Is it a memory? Is it a person? Free from judgment, I encourage all of you to ask yourself, you can even say it out loud if it helps, What is in the way? If you're a 5, what is the 5 points of that 10 that's in the way? Who is in the way? What is this resistance asking to teach you? Why is it here? What are these emotions of sadness, frustration, resentment, shame, not enoughness teaching you? See if anything or anyone bubbles up. One of my favorite questions is, who am I giving my power away to? Where am I giving my power away to? If you're feeling it in your body, I encourage you to put your hand there. If you don't know, or if you have one hand free, I also want you to right now, Andrea and everyone else, put your hand on your heart. We're going to tune in to the superconscious and create the recode. Literally, we're working on recoding your DNA, healing your heart, forgiving the past memories, feelings, emotions that we have neglected and pushed away. And we're saying, I see you, I hear you, I love you. What I want you to do is with your hand on your heart and maybe your hand wherever else you're feeling it, your stomach, your throat, just imagine your hands are filled with a ball of light. Shining light like a lighthouse, putting light into that shadow, that darkness, that resistance. And superconscious, we tune into you now. And we ask that you see this resistance shining with this big bright light, and we ask you to treat it perfectly. Sharing love, forgiveness, peace, acceptance. Allowing it to be seen and heard. Superconscious, please treat it perfectly to the end result, to that 10. Bless and release all that does not serve Andrea and everyone on this call today. Thank you. Love you. We appreciate the lessons, and we let go of that which no longer serves us. I want you to see if you notice or feel any kind of shift, any kind of release. Just tune in with your body right now. And knowing that your superconscious is whole, perfect, and complete and has your back and wants you to win, wants this 10 for you. It's already done. It's inside of you. You just got to tap into it. See yourself taking an action today, Andrea, and everybody listening. Tune into your heart right now and ask, what action can I take today that's in alignment with my higher self, with my superconscious, coming from a place of true choice that can get me closer to that 10? Just give you a moment and see what or who bubbles up for you. Then, even if you didn't see anything super profound, I want you to see yourself taking action. Maybe it's clear, maybe it's not. Just see yourself taking this action, completing it, seeing it come to fruition. Your superconscious guiding the way, giving you the love and the strength and the courage to take this next step. Feel yourself completing the action. We're almost done. Knowing that you are perfect, whole, and complete, and this action is the right action for you, taking you in the right direction. Now go ahead, take a deep breath in through the nose, same thing we did at the beginning. For a count of 4, inhale. Hold for a second, take another sip of love and light in, and exhale out any residual emotion, negative belief, sadness, resentment, frustration. And then whenever you're ready, Andrea and everyone else, open your eyes if you are able, and you want to type in the chat anything that came up for you, what your aligned action is, or anything. Please also write it down on a piece of paper. I'll give you some instructions at the end. But Andrea, how was that for you?
I really enjoyed the experience of going through the five senses because it really helped me get into that feeling that I said that I always have trouble getting into. And my line to action, my heart said, journal what just happened for you and journal a little bit every day so that you could start to see some progress.
Mm, you're so calm too, I gotta say, just so you know, you're just like,
My journal is sitting right by my bed, ready to go, and then I just don't do it. But my heart told me that that's what I need to do. I'm trying
mm,
to stay in touch with my superconscious. And the only way to do that is to journal and and converse with it.
awesome. Did you notice any shifts or any other feelings or emotions that came up that you want to share before we wrap it up?
No, like I said, I just felt really calm and connected to that experience of having a group of people around and sharing my excitement at reaching my goals and the tastes and the smells and all of that just made it come alive for me. And it's important for me to do that on a regular basis.
Awesome. 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 Wonderful. Well, I'll keep you on as an attendee. If you want to go ahead and mute, I'm not going to take you off. I want to keep going. So thank you. I acknowledge you for sharing today. Much love to you. Oops, wrong one. Okay, guys. So I'd love to hear from you. Any shares that you want to type in the chat? I want to just acknowledge that sometimes we don't feel anything, see anything. It's one of those things where the more you do this, the more you set intentions, the more things will happen for you. Some people see colors, some people hear audible things. Everyone's at a different place. And if you're like me, when I first started this, I didn't hear, see anything. It was really hard to feel anything, even in my body. So if you have any questions about that, you can start putting things in the Q&A feature. I do want to go ahead and close out with just some basic stuff to share with you, reminding you that Rome wasn't built in a day, right? You aren't able to just magically change things. There's no instant gratification quick fix. Actually, I don't wish there was, because the journey I've had the past 12 months to being and becoming a super conscious magnetic creator has been so, so rewarding. Anything that usually is worth doing is rewarding. So what will you take aligned action on today? Go ahead and write that in the chat. Go ahead and type that in the chat, rather. I'd love to hear from you. Then the next step, of course, is to just reflect. You didn't get here by accident, right? Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither were our results of what brought us to this moment of financial scarcity or resentment or shame. It's a journey. And I just want to remind you, this aligned action of the superconscious is the kind of action that I want you to take. And if you don't take action, one day becomes a week becomes a month becomes a year. And if you're like me, because I wasn't taking aligned action, it wasn't even in action for me, it just wasn't aligned with my superconscious, I had less time and family with my friends. I actually had no real close friends for a really long time. I burned out. I had health challenges, workaholism, decreased income, increased stress. I felt another year older, but not necessarily wiser. So I do want to invite you guys today, before we go into Q&A, and I will stay over 5 minutes because I want to honor your time and options. But I do want to encourage you to consider my membership. And it's an amazing journey of what I created, of what I didn't see out there in the marketplace. I don't know of any other program out there that focuses on self-mastery and sales, which is living your true nature and purpose. Being and becoming the best version of yourself will magnetize you amazing dream customers and the income you are deserving of, right? So you can go it alone. See if you can do this on your own. I know I didn't. However, even if it's not me, find someone that can walk this path with you. Without someone helping you, it can be slower, full of mistakes, very painful. Like I said, at the beginning of this process, I thought I'd be divorced right now, and I don't even know if I'd be alive if I hadn't done the work that I've done to get where I'm at. It's that serious, guys. It can feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, where you're doing the same thing over and over every day, expecting a different result, and it can be really painful. This picture, he's driving off a cliff, like Thelma and Louise, right? I don't want that for you. Or we can go at it together. faster, less mistakes, much cheaper, fun, and we're going to have a blast. You feel like you're at a fork in the road, as Yogi Berra says. Trust your instincts, and most importantly, take action today, whether it's with me or someone else. That's my heart for you. Is the next 6 to 12 months are going to be intense, you guys. I really want you and your products and service to improve society. And as you create your true health and wealth, you can be a part of this journey with me. I want to help you master that this coming year. So if some of you have probably heard about this, if you're on my email list, you've heard about it multiple times. Tonight at 9 p.m. Pacific, my membership opportunity of savings, my 1 year sale does expire tonight. However, there's always options, right? There's no hard sell here. I gave that up. I really only want to work with the people that really, really want to change, really, really want to grow, and who are tired of the old structure and want to transform within so that they can be transformed without. So it's normally $197 a month, and you always have that option and can cancel at any time. And of course, you end up spending a lot more money than what the sale is offering. However, you always got to do what's best for you and your budget. That's what I believe. So for about $6,000 a month value, $72,000 for a year, you're going to get countless hours of magnetic mind, superconscious recoding work, just like today. This was public, but I don't do these very often. 3 to 4 hours of sales mastery coaching, because again, I am a sales coach, transformational sales coach. That's where I started, and continue to help serve you. Meditation classes, money mindset classes, self-sabotage classes, breathwork classes tomorrow, guys. By the way, breathwork classes tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to be talking about getting your power back, releasing the somatic releases in the body that don't serve you. You'll get a one-on-one coach call with me. There's a speed networking event every month, and I'm going to be building a referral group inside, as well as the on-demand member vault where you get all of the do-it-yourself courses, including my magnetic mind course, email list build course, lead generation, and sales course as well. So for $888, triple infinity. I'm a big fan of the number 8. Expiring tonight, you can go to loiscofi.com/membership. and save. That's 50% off. And coming soon, I just wanted to tease you guys with this. For you members, we're going to have a 5-day Heal Your Relationship with Money challenge in mid to late August. In September, to go along with Suicide Awareness Month, I'm going to have a 5-day Health and Vitality challenge. And I'm going to probably do, not every month, I'm going to do a different True Choice challenge. For the public, it's going to cost money. For you guys in the membership, it's going to be free. We're going to start remote healing sessions with the shaman and myself, hopefully in August. 30-day free membership with my oracle, I call her, who predicts major events in our world. Monthly classes with my spiritual mentor who helped me wake up to my truth. Members only podcasts and so much more. So again, I've already said this, no instant gratification. Healing takes time, transformation takes time, and the magnetic mind takes time. We can't rush it. I'd say a minimum of 90 days if you're doing the month to month. And then that's why I offer the annual sale discount, because it took me 12 months to build a magnetic mind and shift my marriage, my health, my wealth, and my mindset. And next 6 to 12 months, if you were on the podcast with my oracle the other day, she has predictions that are going to rock the world. Like, we're talking, you think the pandemic was big. So awakening to your truth has never been more critical. Self-mastery of mindset and heart-mind is not optional. And if not my community, please, I implore you to find one like it, if there is one out there, so that you can be supported, loved, and you're not a number here. You're not just another subscriber, because we're going to have so many classes. You get to connect with me or my other coaches at least 3 times a week. So again, if you wanted to join, it's going to expire tonight for the savings. And the first 2 to sign up will also receive $4,000 in bonuses. So if you have any desire to get one-on-one sessions with my meditation teacher, my somatic breathwork teacher, have a breakthrough call with Coach Monica, and be included in my 66-day Magnetic Mind small group, that's your opportunity today. You'll get to become a founding member, which the vision is to grow to 1,000 members globally. We're currently at 50. It's actually more than that. I didn't change that. It's closer to 70 now. You'll never see a price increase as long as you're an active member. And again, it's going to be daily classes by the end of 2023 to help you living your best life and keep you moving forward. So it fulfills my mission of being a healer of the sales community and creating a tribe of heart-centered, not money-driven, heart-centered, which the true currency of money is love in my books and helping you live your best life. I do have a testimonial, but I'm going to stop and not share that right now because I want to get to your questions. And if you're still here at the end, because I know I said I had a prize, and if you have to run, this is your opportunity to shoot me an email at Lois Kofi, and your prize today is the slides. So I'll email you the slides by Wednesday, give or take. Does anybody have any questions that you want to put in the Q&A feature? If anybody's been asking anything in the chat, I have not seen it. So really quickly, thanks, Sandy. Oops, did I send that to the whole group? I have a tendency of not doing that. So just drop it in the chat, the link to my membership. So you can have access to that sale before it expires. Rachel asked a question, how do I know what I want? And the reason I didn't answer it earlier is because I've already answered that question, is tapping into your superconscious every day. Journaling, like Andrea said, having a coach, having a community, having people mirror back to you. I've got so many tools inside the membership, Rachel, that you'll get supported, and it'll be life-changing for you. It's a journey to figuring that out, because I didn't know what I wanted in February of 2021. I just knew what I didn't want. And then I moved forward in faith, started doing the shadow work, the resistance work that we did today. It's also, I like to call it the shadow, and you'll get one step closer. Leslie, I struggle with deciding what an aligned action would look like for me. I tend to think big, and that gets me paralyzed and inactive. Yeah, sure. Sometimes, that's why they say, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? I'm that person. I always shoot for the moon and hang in the stars is my mentality. And through this work, Leslie, I recognized how that was serving me, and yet there was also a shadow involved with that. So the more you go through this process, more data you collect. That's why I said 90 days inside of this membership is not, don't even sign up for 1 month, in my opinion, and then quit. Doesn't make any sense. You got to give it 90 days of consistency. Show up to class every week, Leslie, which you already have been. And you can keep processing that, and then tuning in every day with your superconscious, even if it's 5 minutes, putting your hand on your heart and say, okay, based on yesterday, based on last week, based on the resistance, notice and ask the paralyzation, and the inactiveness. What is beneath that? What is it trying to teach you? And that is, I think, fairly normal. Yes. We have another. Okay, I answered. Oh yeah, I answered. All right. I'll have time for one more question, and then I gotta run. I got to run. You guys are so awesome. You're staying overtime. Any other questions about the membership? Anything? Again, email me at lois@loiskofi.com if you want the slides. That was my gift to you. And if you haven't had a one-time complimentary 30-minute Recode session with me, I'll give that also to you, but you got to include that in the email if you haven't already had one. Yeah, you can only remember, as within, as so without. If you're triggered by something in the money realm, remember, money is simply a mirror. It's just reminding you that you're not loving yourself, or if you're jealous of someone else who has a lot of money, again, that's a really deep wound that you want to work on, shining a light on and learning from it. because the one thing I do agree with is what you do believe inside your heart. Once you work through the shadow of the subconscious and you quiet the mind more, like Andrea is going to journal more, I highly recommend that. The more you actively participate in that and choose that, the more clarity is going to come up for you. The more clarity is going to come up for you. Since you guys are still here, I'm actually going to, here we go. I'm going to play my testimonial video for someone who is a client of mine, and I love her very dearly. I don't see any other questions. So I'm going to play this testimonial for you since a lot of you guys are still here. And it's only a minute and some 17 seconds. So this is what's possible. Karen has been working with me. Actually, she worked with me one-on-one first for about a year, but that was before I did my own work and brought more value to my clients than ever before. And so once she started applying the magnetic mind work, this is what happened for her. So let me go ahead and play this for you, and then we'll wrap it up.
Aloha, this is Karen Lynn, and I am on the big island of Hawaii. 6 weeks ago, I was at the lowest point in my life, I think. Very depressed, suicidally depressed, and I called Lois. I was hurting so badly, and I didn't know what to do. I had reached the end, and I did not know what to do. So I called her, and I enrolled in her Magnetic Mind beta class. And this island is my dream. I've always wanted to come back. I wanted to live here. And because of the work that I am doing daily, sometimes twice a day, because I need it for me, and it's worked so many amazing wonders. My health has improved because I asked the universe for it. I chose that path. I chose the path to come to Hawaii, and now I am in the process of moving to the big island with my fiance. And thank you Lois, for you literally saved my life. So thank you for that. Aloha, I love you. Have a great day.
I love it. Awesome. So that's what's possible, guys. And yes, Valerie, I will be doing mother wound, father wound, and ancestral stuff. Healing classes inside the membership, because definitely for members, that's deeper work. We're definitely going to go deep, guys. If you're really wanting shifts and changes, that's where it's at. So really wanting you to live your best health, your best wealth, your best purpose, and your best wisdom. And you are worthy of that. So just remember that, guys. So that's all I have for you today. Really encourage you guys to keep re-listening to this recording over and over again. And love to see you inside the membership. All of you guys who are members, I'll see you inside of Breathwork tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be a lot of somatic release. So if you've really been struggling to get those releases out of your body, because that's really, really important. That also helps calm the mind and allows you to have those visuals and clearer thoughts, which then helps you magnetize your life much bigger, much faster. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right. Much love to you guys. Be kind to yourself and others, and take time now. These are your marching orders. Journal out everything you can remember from the meditation, and then go and put in your calendar or take that aligned action, whatever that means to you. All right, guys, be well. We'll see you soon.